Welcome to Across the Glass Sea. This is a live play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast. I'm your Dungeon Master, Nathaniel Miller, and I'm joined live in studio by...
Ben Natural Ones Gilbreth, playing Tam Fight the Power Narcile.
Nice. Doing a double nickname this time.
Yes, because I was going to give Tam the Natural One nickname, but I was like, no.
But it's your
That's
natural
not his
ones.
fault. That was me. I did that. That wasn't Tam.
Awesome. We're also joined by...
What's up? It's your boy, Mikey Maz, playing Lichen, Ethalamule. We're going to see what happens. Didn't have a great session last time.
To be nicknamed later.
All right. Last time in Tyroa, our heroes continued their search for the elusive Admiral, Lucia Cassian, someone who the ambassador had tasked them to meet with and to deliver a mysterious amulet. Admiral Cassian was outlawed by the city authorities of Hormida, but they were not able to find her. However, our heroes were given a clue by some anonymous party at the Satyr's Cup to look beneath the city. While they were considering this, Lichen went for a swim and discovered a tunnel beneath the surface of the harbor, leading to a network of tunnels and sewers beneath the city. After you all navigated the tunnels and fought some sewer grungs, our heroes continue to search for the Admiral who's on the lam. As they go deeper into the network of tunnels beneath the city, who knows what awaits our heroes across the glass sea. We come to our heroes in a dank, dark, stinking tunnel with little puddles of sludge and sewer slime at their feet, licking their wounds. And you are there. You've just defeated a group of sewer grungs and... Slogs, as some may say. What would y'all like to do?
Can we take a break?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I don't feel very good.
Not feeling great. And you okay?
I've been better. I'll be better in a moment.
Yeah, you both
Burgen,
look pretty terrible.
You doing okay?
I'm feeling all right.
Yeah, let's sit down for a second.
All right, sounds good.
Quick break.
Do you just want to stop here in the middle of the hallway? As you look, there's a hall kind of going in two directions. You're kind of just in the middle. 50 feet ahead of you, there is a passageway going off to the left. The tunnel goes on ahead beyond it. And behind you, there's another doorway on the right that you came out of, which leads to the harbor.
There was that room, that storage room.
Right.
Where all the supplies were. Is that very far away?
It's a 5 or 10 minute walk, probably.
I think we've rounded a couple corners.
Let's just go back there and take our breather, maybe. Cool. I have 7 hit points. It is not good.
Yeah, no. I'm cool just to go back to like a corner and sit down just so we have line of sight. Thank you. Sight of line. That's
Sight
the
of
thing.
works.
Yeah,
cool. So you guys go back. The storage room is just as you left it. There's some bedrolls there, a few opened crates of supplies. Other than that, no sign of disturbance.
Take a quick breather.
Yeah. Can we take a short rest?
Yeah,
Please.
absolutely. As you guys do, Burgen gets out his cauldron and gets a handful of what look like little wood shavings and stashes them under it and casts some kind of spell to ignite this material. And the cauldron heats up very quickly, and he cooks some pieces of fish from his pack, and he sticks them against the side of the cauldron and pan fries these things really quickly and gives a little snack to each of you, and you can add an extra d6 as his snack of rest.
I was going to say stew of rest.
His stew of rest would be good. It could be a stew.
Yes!
Yes, as you guys...
Thank you, Burgen.
And
he adds to y'all's...
It's the hit dice plus con, right?
Plus con. Plus an extra d6 for...
For each one that we roll?
No, I think
or
it's
just one total. Either one's fine. I mean, I'm back to...
I believe it's just one total.
Back to full.
Yeah. I'm back to full, but I have to use all 3 dice.
We don't... I mean, we're just going looking, right? I mean, I know I'm kind of the one that's technically the most associated with her, but I don't know where she is. I don't know. I mean, we're just going to look until we find her. I can't... I've got some spells that help me find stuff, but I've got to have seen them.
Would have seen that wanted poster have helped you any?
DM?
What spells do you have? What are you talking about?
I have
you have
locate.
locate
I have
object?
locate object.
Yeah, I don't think so. Becoming passively familiar with a sketch artist's rendition of a fugitive, I don't think is enough to
Dang it.
allow you to cast that to find an object she's carrying.
Okay.
Look, Tam, we're down here right now for you and what you and Cell seem to need to get done. I'm happy to do it. We know she's down here somewhere. That's kind of what everything up there has pointed us to. I guess you never read that note, but multiple things have pointed in this direction. So I think at the very least we do at least one walkabout, and we'll see anything comes from it. But
My point was, can anybody think of something else to do other than just check all the corners? Because that's my best idea, and I just wanted to double check that wasn't only everybody's best idea, because I'd welcome another one.
I don't really have anything that can help us find someone easily.
How about this? I could cook a real sumptuous banquet, and the smell of it would waft through these tunnels, and perhaps the Admiral will be drawn to it. We could lure her out with a banquet.
I like the idea, but we did just fight a lot of slogs, and I heard in the tavern that there was something eating people down here. Maybe we just got rid of those problems, I don't know, but I think I would not be surprised if we attracted something other than the Admiral. We might still want to do that, attract somebody and not kill them and make them guide us somewhere, but I would be very surprised if she was the first one to fly into the net, as it were.
Fair enough, fair enough.
That's a good idea.
This is
though.
very
I
good,
like
though, by the way.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Burgen blushes a little bit.
Tam,
You can
Tam
see
is
his,
walking on eggshells with Burgen.
You can see his. He's very touched by your compliment.
Let's just keep heading the way we were heading. I mean, she's probably trying to get as far away as she can, so maybe she tried to get behind some monsters, like within their territory, and hid somewhere. Is there anything you know of that when you met her, you were supposed to say anything that could let her know that if she hears someone yelling this, like, oh, these people are not the Admiralty trying to kill me?
I could yell that I've got a message from the King of the Wood, but other than that, all I've got is this amulet that's got the message in it. And I do know that there's a passphrase or something to open it, and one of the words is alliance. But as far as a signal to prove my bona fides, I got nothing. Since our mission was secret, supposedly, but somebody found out about it, I would imagine that if we were shouting about the King of the Wood, she might be inclined to at least give us the time of day. Because she was supposed to come and meet us in the first place, so it's a good idea but it's not like proof. No, is the short answer.
Alright, well, we ain't gonna find anything just sitting here, so let's get going. Are you good?
As good as I'm gonna be.
Same. If we go through one of those again, though, we gotta bunker down somewhere.
Something, yeah. Because it's only like midday, because we started out pretty early in the day,
Came down
right?
here like first light.
After breakfast, 8-hour rest.
So we'll make our way back to where we were.
Cool. As you guys go down, there's a side passage to the left. The passage continues on in front of you, and eventually, after another, maybe 50 yards, you can see it curves off to the left.
And I had been kind of checking for foot traffic, and up until this point, it had all been pretty much even. Is it still the same?
It's still pretty
much?
even.
Okay.
Roll a luck check for me. Someone.
15.
Okay. As you guys are walking down this path, you hear voices behind you, but they're far enough away that you whirl around and you don't see anything. You can tell that it sounds like they're echoing. They're further down the passageway. The hallway continues past the turnoff to go back to the storage room, and you can tell they're down that direction.
Oh, so we came out of the storage room, and we have only gone one.
Yes, we've only gone
We've gone
to the
down
right.
one fork. Oh, and these voices are coming from the other fork.
When you came in initially, there was a fork to the left and to the right. You've only gone on the right fork. You've heard voices coming from back behind you now, coming up from the other side of the passage.
Is it a recognizable language? Is it common?
It's in common.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we hear any? Can we make out anything?
You can't make out anything yet, but if you stay still, you might be able to hear more if you wait for them to come closer. There's also the risk that you'd be discovered.
We only have enough in the tank for maybe one more good fight. At least speaking for myself. Well, maybe I can do 2 if I try hard enough, but why don't we go the direction that nobody's there yet? Or if you want, maybe we try to tuck away somewhere real quick here and just see if we can hear something.
That gets my vote because it may be somebody we're looking for. I mean, that's part of what's frustrating about this is it all sounds just as good an idea as the other thing.
I agree. I'll look around and see if is there anything like within these hallways to like kind of hide behind,
So
or like tuck around the corner?
y'all are at this junction. I mean, you could duck into this side passageway and kind of be out of sight.
Yeah,
pretty
can
easily.
I think we'd at least do that. Maybe
Cool.
don't send anybody because none of us are. I have big heavy armor on, so I'm definitely not very good at sneaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe just listen for a little bit
Cool.
longer and then.
Make a stealth check and then a perception check.
No.
Both of us make both of those.
Mm-hmm.
My stealth is a 6.
Okay.
You got a 12.
My perception check is a 22 perception.
Dirty 20.
Sweet. Yeah, y'all both hear these voices start to become more clear. It's a group of voices. You hear one in particular start to say, "Oh, we can't find her anywhere. Where's she got to?" A few other voices rather colorfully complaining about how badly it smells. And then they get a little quieter, and then you can't hear them anymore. It seems maybe these voices have gone back towards the storage room where y'all took your short rest.
Glad we got out of there.
Well, we should also head back the other way because
Yeah, it sounds like if they're looking for and couldn't find her, maybe we look down there last.
Well, maybe you forgot, but if they try to climb up that ladder, they'll see someone try to tie it.
Oh, that's
shut.
right.
So let's go.
I forgot about that. Yeah, off we go. Let's make ourselves scarce.
Yep. We'll head in the opposite direction of
Continue down the way we were going, right? Because
Yeah.
they were coming from the other.
So you're continuing the way that you were going?
Yes.
I think because the thinking is if they said that they didn't find her down that direction, they're looking. Probably be a better bet to go this way.
Yeah, at least
But they haven't been
yep.
yet. Maybe.
I mean, if we can't find her, maybe they look badly, but
Are you going down the side passage? The side passage does go further, that y'all are currently like hiding in, or the main passageway continues.
I think the main passageway, right? Isn't that where we were heading down?
Yeah, you head down that way. After about another 2 minutes of walking, you notice that the stones here become more fine and more clean, almost as if they are more kept up. It doesn't smell as badly.
is there any evidence of the black stone or any of the circuitry that we had seen at the...
No, you do not. You're not seeing anything like that.
Because some of this at some point may have been from that Dwarven Empire, right?
You're not sure. All you know is that there was an ancient city and that Wayfinder recognizes this as a site where there was some sort of settlement of the Oringian Empire. But you're not sure to what extent it was built up. You're not sure if other civilizations have built cities and then which have then fallen into ruin since then. But you have not seen any of that kind
Got
of
it, okay.
striking black stone with embedded gold. and
Nothing that
silver
Tam wants to
circuitry.
touch.
Nothing like that.
Got it.
Most of these things you very much do not want to touch.
Have you noticed it doesn't stink as bad?
I notice it's getting a little cleaner the more we're heading this way.
So now, here's where we get to 6-1, half dozen the other once again. If you're going to be down here for a while, would you like to stay where it's cleaner? Or would you go where it's stinkier, hoping that people wouldn't go that way? Because I can do this all day. I can talk us in circles.
Are there any type of sentient monsters that would clean up after themselves?
I've not seen
I
any.
mean, I think we got nothing better. Let's just keep going.
That's my
right?
point. Let's just pick one. Equal opportunity, both sides. Do we want to go where it's nicer? Because if you're going to stay here for a long time, I don't want to live in a trash pit. Or Are you trying to outthink people by saying they'll think I wouldn't want to live in a trash pit? I'll go live in the trash pit.
You wanna flip a coin or
Let's flip a coin.
Hachiman? Was that it?
Well, I don't really have time for that, and I also don't have that prepared as of today.
You can't just ask your
Well, I
god?
can. I can. It doesn't mean he's gonna answer.
Then some days are better than others to ask.
Yes.
Like every other day.
Well,
Like
days.
is he only a weekend kind of god?
No, I just don't have the spell prepared today to
Oh,
get
you
the
were thinking of a
advice.
spell. I was thinking
Yeah.
literally just.
I mean,
ask
like I said,
him.
I can try.
I don't know how. I don't know how land works. I don't know how gods work, man.
Well, usually, in at least in Archimon's case, I've got my book, and he actually pulls out the book, and it's got a lot of, it's not specific. It doesn't change itself based on who's reading it, but it says things like make wise choices, defend those who can't defend them, those kinds of things. So I'm not going to get very specific guidance just out of the blue necessarily. I've got some spells and ceremonies that I can use to get a bit more advice, but he's a very powerful god. I'm just a healer.
At the end of the day, we're down here for you, so you pick whatever you want.
All right.
Can't go wrong.
Heads, I'll take out a gold piece. Heads we go stinky. Tails we go clean. It's a 10. So we'll say that's a head. We go stinky.
I really would have thought it would have been the opposite of this.
Yeah,
too,
I thought of that
but
as I said it. Actually,
it's fine.
Cool. So you guys turn
actually,
back.
this is like when my mum and dad would argue. Having the decision made for me makes me want to go clean. So let's go to the less stinky way.
Cool. You guys head down the path, and eventually it turns again and curves to the right, and you see the flicker of torches up ahead.
Is it going up at all too, or is it still on this
It's
kind
level.
of level? Okay, I think it's time we got to be quiet again. Which, as we all know, I'm not very good at.
I'm glad you noticed that. I was about to say that. Because, and turn a bunch, no armor on me at all. I'm not the best, but I'm better than what you've been trying to.
Oh, definitely. No arguments from me there.
Can I, take a look around? Are there, claw marks? I know it's cleaner, but is there...
Yeah, give me a perception check.
That's a nat one. Yep, that's what I thought.
No.
I'll say within that one, you don't see any claw marks. You're just looking around, so it's not like there's a great opportunity for you to fail in some big way. But yeah,
Suddenly you're blind.
it's an empty hallway.
I think we picked the right way.
Let's keep going.
All right.
Are you guys going around the corner?
I think at this point, Tam would have realized that it's probably better for him to be in the back, both sound-wise and if battles happen wise. So he's going to be last around the corner, but waiting for everybody else to go. Bow out.
So you're going first.
Yeah, I guess so.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
I would probably try to, yeah.
Cool. Make a stealth check.
13.
Cool. You creep forward, you poke your head around the wall, and you see that the torchlight is coming from iron torches that are sort of set in sconces into the wall. And as this corner turns, the hallway gets even bigger and broader, and it's more ornate. And you see actually there are patches of daylight from what look like grates, what must be in some street up above you. And you look ahead, and about 50 yards in front of you, there's an iron door. But you don't see any people.
But there's lit
Guards.
torches? Like
There's lit
torches?
torches.
Leading
Yeah.
up to the door.
As well as 2 torches on either side of the iron door.
There's no way those guys that were looking for her didn't find this.
Well,
Right?
yeah. Yeah, and I don't think, again, if I'm hiding out, I don't light torches outside my hideout either.
Make a perception or survival check. DC,
Both of us?
I would say you, Lichen.
Okay.
I would say DC 16.
Survival or what?
Perception.
6.
That's better. Is it a net one again?
No, it was a 4.
Okay.
This looks pretty expensive. This is a nice enough door that, surely no one would put this here unless, they're protecting something.
Unless Tam tries to stop me at all, I'll make my way up to the door for a closer inspection. And then is there a handle?
When you get up to the door, you'll see a couple things. There is a handle. There is a padlock on it. You also see carved into a wooden panel on the door is a sigil of a sea serpent coiled around a ship. It's breaking the ship in two. You recognize this. This is the seal of Admiral Yolan Arano, who's the governor of Hormida.
I think at this point Tam's like, it's got a padlock on it.
The padlock is shiny, almost like someone has maintained it.
I'm thinking, wait, this is not where she is.
No.
Not if they're still looking for her.
Do either of us know anything about Admiral Yolan?
Yeah, make history checks.
Arano?
The DC will be lower for Lichen since you've been here.
That's an 11.
What kind of check is it?
History.
9.
Both of you have heard his name before, having been in the city. He would be the one who, theoretically, would have signed the order to arrest Lucia Cassian. He is kind of regarded as, he's a bully, he's incompetent. People don't really, respect him, but they are afraid of him.
I hate bullies.
But he also is not just going down wantonly murdering people either. He's the governor that the Admiralty has put over this city.
All Ben can think of is some horrible creature behind this door, so I'm really struggling for Tam to not also irrationally be afraid of a creature behind this door. But I think Tam would come up and say, I don't think she's back there. I'm no good at locks. We've not found a key that we think can open this. Is there any reason for... How big is this door?
It's large. It's not a double door, but it's a large single door. Make an insight check for me.
Okay. 9.
This is the kind of door that you would put on a storeroom or something that has the nice stuff in it.
That's what I was thinking.
Ooh. Okay, so it's not horrible creature unleashed into the sewers.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's where my imagination was going.
This is less dungeon door and more like, yes, we're going to put the valuables behind this door.
Oh.
I think it looks like a safe. Are you familiar with safes? Have you cracked a lot of safes by chance?
That's a no.
Okay, this looks like a safe. He put a sigil on it, and based on what we saw of that kind, was it Furbog?
Yes.
That you so kindly helped, he has to put what he takes from the city somewhere, and we clearly know he's not clean. That's my guess. What did you think was behind the door?
Well, since Tam can see the door, I had no inclination that there was any horrible ship-destroying kraken behind it. But this strange voice in my head had a much bigger door in mind. So I didn't really think about what was behind it. I just thought it's not her.
Got you. Yeah, no, I don't think it is either.
But if we think it's valuables,
I think there's probably valuables in it, but maybe I'm familiar with locks, but I've never picked one ever.
Burgen, do you know how to open locks that you don't have the key to?
I could give it a try.
I'll tell you what.
If you want me to.
You guys stay here. I'll go back down and listen out. Because I don't have a problem with us whacking it a bit, provided we don't hear any, sounds of guards or any other creatures coming back. I mean, somebody lit these torches.
Yeah, it's true.
There's no other access into this tunnel. There's no ladders or stairs or anything.
Not that you can see.
All right, so yeah, I'll go keep an eye out at the end of the tunnel, and one of you watch me. If my hand's up, it's good to go, and if my hand goes down, stop what you're doing.
Easy enough.
Burgen walks up and gets his cleaver and lifts it above his head and just wails on it for a little bit. Clang, 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 clang. I'm gonna roll it, make an attack roll. It's not bad.
Do I hear anything in the hallway?
Make a perception
Check.
check.
I think you could clanged like 5 times, so that's 5 attacks.
That's 5 attacks.
Well, some of that is the lock hit it going back against the door.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Got a 16 perception.
You don't hear anyone coming yet.
All right, the arm's up.
And after probably the third hack, the lock falls to the ground and the door swings free.
The thumb is still up.
I will poke my head in real quick to take a quick look.
This looks like a basement. This looks like a wine cellar. There are rows and rows and rows of casks of wine and ale. There are also some chests against the far wall, and you see several sets of stairs leading off from this room going up.
And we heard that the governor was sick. Something's weird going on with the governor.
Yes, he's not been himself. Something strange has been happening. Putting two and two together, this looks to be the basement of the governor's palace.
The door was locked from the outside. Okay.
I'll like wave you down the corridor, and then I'll start making my way down into the cellar.
You notice as well as you open it, there is a padlock on the inside of the door, but it is not locked. Almost as if whoever came through this door recently went from the palace to the sewers and locked it behind them.
Oh.
It looks like this door has the ability to be locked
From either side.
from either side.
Lichen thinks this is a safe. I'm looking for valuables.
All right, cool.
And you said there were chests.
Yeah, so there's some casks, some small ones, some medium-sized ones, and some great big huge ones. And there's some chests against the far wall. What would you like to start with? There's also a lot of tankards in here.
All of the chests, probably.
Okay, cool.
Ditto.
Make some perception checks for me. Just, yeah, either one of you.
22.
Cool. I'll say there's 6 chests.
Not a 22.
4 of them are full to the brim with gold pieces.
Oh.
There's probably 8,000 gold.
Oh, snap.
One of the chests
We
is
could
full
buy so
of
many boats with this.
is full of nice china, silverware, and gear for a nice banquet.
Burgen, I hope you don't got anything in that cauldron yet, because we're gonna be using it.
He has some leftover of his snacks, and he's like, "Well, just here, eat these really,
Yeah, Tam just
really
eats,
quick."
Tam's eating fish.
Yeah, and he scarfs it down so it's empty.
This is one of the best chores I've ever had. With every bite, I'm getting richer.
In the final chest, you find a longsword that is wrapped in cloth. The handle is looks to be made of this almost pearlescent white metal. The crossguard is. The hilt almost looks like it's carved out of bone. The handle moves with the organic shape of the bone. The blade almost looks silver as it glitters. You also see a potion with red liquid. You also see what looks to be a iron lantern, but it looks to be inlaid with some kind of glimmering metal. And finally, you see a potion that looks to have like 3, you know how oil separates from water? 3 layers, a sort of greenish layer, a brownish layer, and a grayish layer.
Well, this is nice.
Definitely taking everything in this chest.
Yeah, how much of the gold?
How much of
of
this
the gold
gold?
can we carry in the
Let's do
chest?
some calculations.
Calculations.
And then while we're figuring that out, are all the bottles and the big cask you're talking about, is it just straight liquor basically?
There are some that are liquor. There are some that are ale. There are some that are wine.
Tam takes a couple of the ale.
I don't think you can carry.
Oh, so it's
it.
some of the
Some of
the
them
ale
are
is
quite
in-
large.
Gotcha.
They have tankards. There's plenty of tankards in this room. You could fill one up.
Oh.
I want to look for the fanciest tankard.
They're all wooden. They're all kind of plain.
No, there's a platinum one in here, man.
All right, roll a perception check.
He has spoken.
Advantage. 17.
There is a pewter one.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll take it.
A soft metal.
I'll say you can carry 1,000 gold coins each.
Heck yeah.
Including Burgen.
Ooh.
Yes.
So 3. All right.
Burgen says, "Now I love to have a good heist as much as the next hobgoblin, but do we think that someone might miss this stuff?"
Well,
No.
I'm sure they will, but we're going to close it and then lock the door back as we go out.
All right, fair enough. And Burgen fills up his cauldron with gold pieces. So,
And also, Burgen, just put your mind a little bit more at ease. This is clearly the person that's trying to kill this person we're looking for. And I guess you weren't there, but it's pretty clear that some of the law enforcement here, some of the admiralty here is putting pressure on some of the citizens.
Oh, I'm worried less about the moral ramifications of this action and more about the physical ramifications, or perhaps the blowback, or however you want to think about it.
No, we'll take
assassins in the dark.
We'll take the lock off of the inside and put it on the outside.
So it looks like an inside job.
Yep.
There we go.
And as long as we get back to the ship before anyone really sees you, you're just a cook.
That's right. I'm just a cook.
You're just a cook.
I don't know anything about any heist. Cool. So you guys had a sword, 2 potions, and a lantern, and 3,000 gold pieces.
3,000 gold. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Tam will definitely take the lock from the inside and put it on the outside.
Cool.
So that, nobody can follow us. Somebody can't come down the cellar. Oh, I'm going out. And then they will have to go out and around or whatever, the same way that...
Make a deception check for me, but use your wisdom instead of your charisma.
Wisdomous. I'm very wisdom.
This is more like subterfuge.
21.
Cool.
18
All
on
right.
the dice.
Keep that in mind.
Should we put the broken one on the inside? Would that do anything?
I think if somebody's going to come down, they might be more inclined to notice a broken lock on the inside rather than no lock. But really, my thought was mostly just to keep them from coming out, which they weren't going to do anyway because the outside was already locked. But now it's still not locked. Still locked, excuse me.
Are you guys just leaving the broken lock on the ground there, or?
Nah, I would take it with me.
Okay, yeah. If you ask like that.
Just want to make sure I know what's happening so I can play out what happens off screen later. What the crime scene looks like.
Tam, his thought is just keep them from coming out and coming up behind us. So all he cares about is taking the good lock off the inside and relocking the back. He probably moved the broken lock and just tossed it. So if somebody else wants to pick it up, that would be...
I'm picking it up.
Put it in your pack. You have a broken lock as well. Cool. So you guys head back down the passageway, or what are y'all doing next?
Yeah, again, Tam's perspective is just, well, this wasn't where we were looking, so next doorway, door number 2.
Cool. So you guys head back down the passageway. Do you want to continue past towards the original fork, or do you want to go down the side passage that y'all hid in?
Side passage.
You go down the side passage, and it has gotten quite smelly again, quite slimy on the walls.
Just about to ask.
As we're walking, I'm going to look for like a pile of slime or debris or whatever, and bury the broken lock into it.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, make a investigation check for me.
16.
Yeah.
I had a -1. I was like, what?
The confusion was like, what?
Yeah, you're able to find a pile of sludge, and you stuff the lock in and try to smooth it over so it looks like no one has really ever messed with this, and then...
Tam is confused and slightly disgusted, but just like, okay, you good?
Yeah, I'm going our tracks.
Cool. Okay, carry on.
We gotta work on your breaking and entering skills.
It would seem so.
You guys walk down the side passageway for a little bit longer, and there's another fork to the left and to the right.
Is one stinkier than the other?
They seem about the same.
Let's go left.
You guys go left. You walk through this section of the sewers that there's a lot of rushing water. And it's kind of this big square room where there are a great number of pipes and other sort of drains running through it. There's some liquid on the floor, but you don't see anyone or any sign of entry. You do notice at this point that the boot prints get significantly less dense. There is another passageway on the far side of this room that continues on.
And there's water in the center, like deep water, and we have to walk around it, or...
Not deep water. There are several stone pillars holding this room up, and like drains and pipes that sort of like crisscross amidst all of them. There's several parts of the room that are hard to make your way through. It's about an inch deep water throughout, it looks like.
Is there any evidence of the pipes and stuff being climbed over? Is there evidence of people walking through this room like we might be about to do?
Yeah, make a perception check.
23.
Actually, no. But that doesn't, like, there is space to squeeze through without really disturbing them. That doesn't necessarily mean that no one's been through here, but I guess you could say that whoever's been through here has been rather careful.
Okay. I say that. Do we want to go check on the other side, or do we want to just write this off for now?
There's not a wrong answer.
Again, that's the problem. Just let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's just go to the.
I mean,
maybe there's another locked door with
I'm
another
trying to
padlock.
think if I was in hiding, I would go where less of the people I know are looking for me are looking. I'd probably go somewhere a little more dangerous or someone that wouldn't expect me. So, yeah, let's keep going for the time being.
Yeah, we squeeze past.
Squeeze past. Cool. You guys get up ahead and you continue on down this passageway. It's rather quiet. Previously, there's been kind of spooky sewer noises, shifting of rocks, drips and drops and drabs here and there. Now it's very quiet. It's almost silent. And you continue on down this passageway, and you see up ahead yet another fork. And you get to the fork, and on the left-hand side, there's just a room, like a kind of large space that looks deserted. You don't know what it was used for. There's some just trash down here. It looks like maybe some youth of the city has used this as a hideout at one point. And to the left, there is a wooden door. Or on the other side, on the right, there's a wooden door.
Check the door.
It is unlocked.
It's unlocked. If as soon as maybe if we notice it's unlocked, could Tam maybe say like, hold up, let's listen just to make sure there's not anything else going on there?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
That's a nat 20 or 25.
You do hear some noises. Actually, through the door and what sounds like up a floor, you hear the noise of conversations. You hear someone playing a lute. You hear what sounds like a great many conversations kind of all happening at once. As you're listening at the door, you hear feet tramping down some stairs, and someone calls upstairs and says, "Oh, I'll bring another 2 barrels." And you hear someone heft something, and they more laboriously walk back up some stairs, it sounds like.
Did that voice sound familiar? I guess you should be asking that.
Same thought. Did it sound like the bartender?
It did sound very much like the bartender at the Satyr's Cup.
I think this is the bar where we were. Through this door is the Satyr's Cup. That's where Fishhook was.
That's also where when we left they gave me a note. Someone here knows something.
Do you want to go back up and see if they know which way we're going?
Yes and no. Everything's the right answer. Right?
No, I'm saying you go back in, kind of wave down the bartender, and maybe bring him down here for just a quick chat, because you said he was acting weird and all super happy about crooked cops being around and stuff, and you said that was weird.
Yeah.
So maybe, if he's got to come get another barrel of ale, like he grabbed the wrong one or something, maybe he can come down and have a quick conversation, and then we can rule out some of these right answers. Do you mind doing that? You go catch him quick.
I don't know if he would know anything about down here though.
But he might know more than we do. He might know the second left is a horrible death. I think it's worth going. And since he knows you and likes you, it's worth a shot.
Yeah. Alright, it's worth a shot, I suppose. I don't think we'll get much from it, but I'll open the door and walk in.
Cool. Are you trying to be stealthy?
No.
So you've walked in.
I walked in unstealthily.
To the cellar. As soon as you cross the plane of the door, the air completely changes. You smell the scent of pines and mountain air. And there is, you remember from being in the bar, there's incense, but this is it's very strange. You're in the sewer air, and then you walk through the door, and you're smelling pine trees, and it smells like a cool mountain breeze, and it's very astonishing. You walk in, and there is...
I can still see him, right?
Garland? Him, yes.
Okay.
You can still see him.
Okay. It's is he gone?
No, he's still there. He's very much there. You are not inside. You do not smell any of those things.
Okay.
The room is full of barrels and casks of things. There's also several shelves with foodstuffs and storage, breads and cheeses, and what look like some kind of cured meats. There are 2 doors leading off of this room, as well as the stairs leading up to the main floor.
Nobody's down here right now with
No
me?
one is down here right now with you. You also notice a lot of plants, like potted plants, what look like herbs, living in potted areas. You see little banks of mushrooms growing as well. As you're looking at all of these things, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs.
I'm just going to yell, Garland, I need your help down here. Garland!
Garland tramps down the stairs. Chum, chum, chum. He says, "Ho there! Didn't expect to see you a lot down here. Well met, Lichen. Good to see you all again.
Yeah, could you come here real quick?
Sure. What can I help you with? To what do I owe the honor of you and your companions appearing in my wine cellar?"
Is anybody else down here besides him right now?
No.
He doesn't seem surprised that there's a door into this underground thing at
Make
all.
an insight check.
13.
No, he doesn't seem surprised. Nor does he seem surprised that you're there.
This clearly, we were in the Undercity? What do you guys call it?
This, the Undercity. That's one thing that we call it. Some people call it the sewers, the tunnels.
So we're looking for that missing Admiral that we talked about.
Ah, yes. Lucia, she's a fine lass.
Do you know anything about what's back here? Is there any information you could give, or?
Sure, yeah, there's the ruins of an ancient city down there, with all sorts of wee beasties and monsters that have crept in and made it their own. They stay away from this part. They don't typically like to go too close, although I've heard tale of something making its way to the surface as of recently. The Admiral came through here, and I opened the door and let her down into the to the Undercity. I imagine she's hiding somewhere pretty deep because the governor's been looking for her, and in my opinion, that would be a shame if he caught her. I see you got my note.
That was you. Yes, I did. Thank you. I almost ate it, but I didn't.
Now, why would you go and do a thing like that? I guess
I don't know either.
subterfuge to cover your tracks, something like that. I don't think it would have been very tasty. You can have some cheese from my cheese shelf if you'd like.
Honestly, we might take some to go.
Absolutely.
We got a chef with us. He might be interested in that.
Bergen's like looking over Lichen's shoulder, like, "Oh, looks like there's some good stuff in there."
Let me ask you something. I'm gonna lean into Garland and lower my voice. Now, Garland,
Yes, Lichen.
I'm no stranger to
what?
to moving things that shouldn't be moved. I know a thing or two about smuggling. Is there
Yes.
something you're not telling me right now?
There's a lot of things I'm not telling you right now.
What can you tell me? We're not trying to bring her in for her head to be chopped off.
I know that. I wouldn't have given you the note if I thought that. She's pretty deep down, that's all I can say. I don't know exactly where, I don't know the entire layout. I do know this. Avoid any patrols. And if you see standing water that looks deeper than your knee, don't go in it. It's probably disgusting, but there's also stuff. There's also creatures that live in there. It can be pretty nasty.
Well, I very much appreciate that.
Are you smuggling anything right now? Do you want to smuggle stuff?
I have something you might actually be interested in.
Yeah, what is it?
I'll draw him a quick map to that cellar.
Oh, yes, of course, the palace cellar. Yeah, I'm familiar.
Have you been in there?
They've ordered wines from me before. Yeah, he points at the map and he's like, yes, there's a cellar, and off of here is the kitchens, and off of here there's the dungeons, and that's a pretty nasty place. You don't want to go down there. I'm a businessman. I have a tavern in this city.
Lycan's taken aback at this point. Okay, so you know everything that's happening down here.
Not every. I mean, I know some things that are. I don't know everything that's happening down here.
Tam, you come in here.
I've been playing with the lantern.
Yeah, as you do, as you're playing with the lantern. This lantern's light looks particularly bright, which I will say. I guess that's all I will say for now. But you come over with the lantern. Let me ask you a question. Did you guys take the sword that you found?
Mm-hmm.
Who's carrying it? Are you hiding it in any way, or are you just...
I think it's on my back.
It's on your
I don't think it's like readily visible necessarily, unless I turn around maybe or so.
Okay,
But
cool.
I was assuming Garland wouldn't know anything, and so I think Lichen's actually really surprised. You know everything. Why didn't you just help earlier? That would have sped this along.
That's
a
why I
lot.
told you to go ask him. He obviously had something to say. We just didn't have time. I had a date with a shopkeeper. And I sound like Garland now.
I have a tavern to run. I can't do it all myself. I'm also not a fighter. I'm more of a tavern operator. But I know stuff, and I can share information with different people.
So do you have a key to that safe of Admiral?
Oh, to the Admiral's cellar? No, I do not. But they've invited me in. You know, we've made deliveries before.
Who else besides, I guess, you and the Admiralty have access to down here?
Well, I suppose a number of the shopkeepers are at least aware of these tunnels. There's, young hoodlums and youths from the city who sometimes like to play truant in the halls down here, but they usually get pretty scared and they don't go very deep. But in terms of who goes deep down, it's mostly just Admiralty guards, and that's very rare.
Tam, you got any questions for him?
And so you think Admiral Lucia's, you think she's gone deep?
Indeed. It would be the only way to remain concealed for very long. And I must say, the deeper you go, from what I've heard, I've never been down past the first level, but from what I've heard, the deeper that you go, the more dangerous it is. Both because there's creatures down there, but also sometimes the rubble isn't as stable as you might hope. Also, there may be traps or dangerous artifacts from ancient civilizations or days gone by.
So we've noticed as we came in through a very strange tunnel out in the bay, and we've noticed that there's an area that tends to be a stinky path and a clear path. So you're saying generally follow your nose, and you'll go down deeper almost pretty regularly.
Yeah, that would be a safe bet. If there's any place in here that doesn't stink, it's because people clean it. I try to keep this back area a little tidy. The governor has his staff clean the sections of the tunnel right outside the palace pretty regularly.
Yeah, we think we actually heard some patrols as we were looking quite blindly, honestly. So that's a great help.
Garland, we heard that something's been going weird with the governor here, and there seems to be a lot of wine casks that get delivered. No one's paying you anything to put something in those wines, are they?
No?
Insight.
Yeah, roll insight.
Five.
He seems pretty genuine. He goes on to say, I've heard too that the Admiral, or the Governor rather, has been acting erratically. Beforehand, him and Admiral Cassian actually were, if not allies, at least respected one another, were friends. There's a number of different political factions within the Admiralty, and while I couldn't say that the Governor and Admiral Cassian were friends, they certainly were not enemies, and that's quite a big deal in the Admiralty. And so for him to issue this prescription, this warrant for her arrest, is rather surprising. As well, I've heard that he has summoned several different doctors, or maybe not him, but his staff has summoned several different doctors to the governor's palace, all very secretly. But I don't have any idea of what's going on with it. I have nothing to do with it, certainly. The last delivery that we've made, actually, it wasn't for about a month. There are other places that he buys stuff from.
I think that might be all we need. We're gonna head back in, but I appreciate your time.
Well, here, hold on, and he cuts off some slices of cheese and some hunks of cured meat, and he hands them to you guys and says, "Take a little bit for the road."
Immediately hand it just to Burgen.
Burgen stows it in his pack.
Tam eats the meat but hands him the cheese.
All right. Garland says, "Well, if that's all, I've a tavern to run. I promised I would get another one of these barrels back upstairs." And
I'll give Garland 2 gold real quick. Thanks for the information, and don't let anyone know you sold us down here if you don't mind.
Of course. I was just fetching this barrel. and he walks back upstairs.
Okay,
I head back in.
I've had a thought. What are the odds that, let's say, we go find Lucia deep in this underdark area, whatever it is? What are the odds that we're gonna have to go deal with whatever's wrong with this other guy before she comes out?
Probably a bit of both.
Do you think it might be worth just, since we know where the governor's mansion is, we know how to get in, that we go investigate up there?
I think we find her first.
Fair enough.
At least get a location for her. We can listen to whatever this amulet thing of yours is.
That's very true.
And we can move from there.
That's very true.
Because based on what Garland just told us, she's in there deep. We almost got taken out by like 6
Slogs.
I was about to say slugs. Thank you. 6 slogs. So who knows what she might be alone for all we know. All of her men that maybe went with her could have been cut down by now.
That's true.
So I think we try to find her kind of a find and rescue first,
Okay.
and then we'll do a find and heal. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
And he's probably also surrounded by people that are doing whatever this is to him. Maybe she actually knows what's being done to him. You know, she noticed something was happening, tried to help, and then got ran off. Maybe that's why the death threats on her.
That's a good thought.
Crime abounds.
See, this is why I stay out of stuff like this. I think in straight lines. I don't think around corners. I think, oh, if we help him, he'll help us. Then we can help her. Oh, it's never that simple, is it? No, of course not.
Now, unfortunately, I know you come from the King's Woods and everything, but people around here unfortunately aren't always quite that nice.
I don't like to think in convoluted shapes. But you're right. That's something I'm not good at.
I like trapezoids myself. I think they're pretty good. Not that complicated, but they're a little complicated.
You ready to keep heading?
Yep. Let's follow our noses where they don't want to go. Apparently.
Cool. You guys head out, back down the passageway, close the door toward the Satyr's Cup behind you. Yeah. What's the marching order that y'all have adopted?
I'm probably up front.
Back. Burgen in the middle, I would say.
As
maybe closer to the back. Not like you're the sacrificial lamb, but just
I'll be like 15 feet up. That's fine.
Lichen, as you get back to the room with all the pipes and stuff, make a perception check for me.
He doesn't trust his dice, ladies and gentlemen.
They're all over the place tonight, guys.
Whoa! Can you see that?
Counting that.
Oh, wow.
It bounced up on the lip. Okay, guys.
Yeah, let's play it.
I made these dice trays, and it is not a very flat lip. It is radiused.
Yeah.
And it is balancing
lying
there. Ooh,
balanced
we have.
perfectly
It's almost
flat.
like we have devices that can take
Yeah,
pictures
take a picture
of these
of it.
things.
First Instagram post. What did she roll?
19?
Yeah. What? it was a 6.
That's why I was like, do I get it?
You get it.
That's
yeah.
a 19.
You notice it smells way worse in here than it did earlier when you passed through just a few minutes ago.
Huh.
And you see, like, scrabbling along the floor.
Like movement.
Oh, and coming
man.
into view, you see a enormous rat with several compatriots behind, and they look at you and lock eyes and go, and it's initiative.
All right.
15.
12. Told you we should have talked to the bartender. You always talk to the bartender.
I wasn't expecting him to know anything, and then he knew like everything,
He knew everything.
and was like weirdly chill about it.
I was expecting that to be.
I tried to like intimidate him a little bit, and he was like, "Yeah, what?"
Well, when that didn't work, I was like, "Oh, we've got the level 20 retired adventurer going on here. Why didn't you help? Because I'm tired of it." Do you know how many dragons I've killed?
So you guys are kind of at the entrance to this chamber. It's about probably 40 feet by 40 feet. There's a few clear channels through, but I'm going to say the majority of this room is difficult terrain because you're going to have to like weave through pipes or pillars or different things. There are 6 giant rats in here. 2 of them seem to glow with a greenish aura. And they stink especially bad.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
They have festering boils and sores
Ew.
on them.
nice.
They seem to drool like a black ichor. And top of the order, it is Lichen's turn. The rats come towards you, going.
Bonus action, Armor of Agathis
Okay.
goes up, and then I rush in and attack one of the non-glowing ones.
Perfect. Swing on them for me.
12 to hit.
That is their AC.
Yes, that's good to know.
5 damage.
Cool. He does not look good already. The rat limps back a little bit. Tam, your turn.
My turn. I will shoot one with my longbow. 13 on the die, so that's gonna hit. Come here, D8.
Are you shooting a healthy one?
I'm
or...
shooting the one that he hit.
Okay, cool.
So that does 4 piercing damage.
You loose this arrow and it goes through this rat's eye and it plops over dead.
All right.
Nice.
Can I move to the side? Let's just kind of shift off to the side a little bit, just to spread out from everybody.
That's fine. There are 5 giant rats. There's going to be 2 that come to each of you, and 1 is going to try to... They would have to take an attack of opportunity to move past y'all to get to Burgen. So, actually, 3 are going to come at Lichen, and...
I think the way we had been maybe doing it was Tam was a little bit to the rear.
I thought Burgen
and
was
off
in the
to
back
side.
with you guys.
Yeah.
So there's a hallway,
Mm-hmm.
and Lichen was at the front of the hallway.
Oh, okay.
You're
So
back.
he's
you
got him.
were-
He's got him bottlenecked.
Yes.
Oh, dope. Okay, cool.
So I'm assuming you moved up and into the room with them, or else all 5 are going to go after Lichen.
Yeah,
Cool.
I would. Yeah.
Burgen has not yet moved. so he's still-
Seeing that many of them, Tam would have done that.
So one of the glowy green ones is going to go after each of you. So first off are the regulars going after Lichen, and they have advantage because they are within 5 feet of each other. So the first one, that's going to hit, and that's going to be 3 piercing damage. The second one is going to go, and that's a crit. So that is 4 plus 4 plus 2. That's 10 piercing damage for the second regular guy.
Okay, first one that hits me takes 10 damage.
It dies.
Nice.
It immediately dies. Purple shards of this armor of Agathis embed themselves in the body of this rat, and it drops dead. Then the diseased giant rat is going to go. That is going to hit, and I'm going to need you to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Oh, me?
You. As well as take 4 piercing damage.
You said con?
Con save, DC 10.
That's 10.
Okay, cool. Nothing happens.
And how much damage did I just take?
Just 4.
I'm going to Rebuke of the Deep,
Nice. Which one are you going to rebuke?
which is the one that just hit me, not a bloated one.
It is.
It is a bloated one?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it to that.
All right. He needs to make a...
Dexterity saving throw, yeah.
Ooh, these rats are not particularly dexterous. That is a 6 on the die plus 2, so 8, which I don't think is enough.
Nope.
So
Roll
is
damage.
this a new thing, or is it just Hellish Rebuke but different?
It's Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Reflavored.
It's like, what is that?
Rebuke of the Deep,
There's
baby.
There's more
It's
stuff.
Rebuke of the Deep, and I believe we said it was cold damage
We did.
instead of fire damage.
Instead of fire,
Ooh.
because of the warlock
Yeah,
I
that
am and
makes sense,
everything, it's
yeah.
like, fire doesn't make sense. That was a 10 on the first one, though.
Oh, wow.
1 evens out, 11.
Well, it's still enough to kill it. Tam, you see this sort of purplish silver aura shoots out from Lichen's body, and all of a sudden this rat is flash frozen immediately, and it falls over dead.
Does it shatter on the ground?
It does.
Yes.
Now it is the other 2 turn who are going after Tam.
No.
First, the normal one. That is going to be a 13 on the die.
13 misses.
And then the other loaded one, that is going to be, that's a 19 on the die. So
That
I
hits.
assume that will hit.
Yep.
That'll be 3 piercing damage, and make a DC 10 con save for me.
Con save. 9 plus 2. And 11.
That is enough.
And how much damage did I take?
Just 3. So then it's Burgen's turn. He is going to move up into the room, and he's going to give Lichen a die of Bardic Inspiration. He gets out his cleaver, and he makes a little sandwich with... You didn't even see him get these crackers, but he makes with cracker, cheese,
Let's go.
a slice of meat. He flicks it towards you into your mouth with the precision of a hibachi chef, and you have a die of Bardic Inspiration, D6. And he's going to swing this cleaver at glowy rat. That's a nat 1.
Yeah. Oh wait, no.
Yeah. Not the one we want to be
I'm so
chasing.
used to being happy when you get that once.
Yeah. So he misses. Top of the order, though, is Lichen.
There's only one.
There's
rat,
3 left.
but only one on me, right?
Only
And then
one on
2 are
you.
on him. Yeah, I'll just. I'm not gonna rage. It doesn't seem like I need it, so I'm just gonna attack normally.
Not even worth a rage.
I hope not. 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh my gosh, 3.
All right.
Rolling like only ones on my damage dice right now.
All right. Tam, your turn.
I'm gonna switch to sword and shield.
Okay.
So, whoops. An 11.
That does not hit.
Dang it.
Their AC is 12. It's the rat's turn now. One's still on Lichen. Does not have advantage because he's alone now. That is going to be a 12 to hit, which I don't think hits.
Yeah, misses.
I think we're alone now.
Then the other 2 will go after Tam. One is going to hit the normal one.
My AC is 18 now
Oh.
because I pulled my sword and shield out.
It's a dirty 20.
That's okay. That's fine.
But you take 3 piercing damage. Now the glowy one is going to bite at you. And that's going to miss.
Yay!
So now it's Burgen's turn. He's going to swing his cleaver again against the wounded one. Y'all, it's another nat 1.
Good gracious.
Man.
Different die, second nat 1. Bergen is paying for his earlier dice rolling theatrics. Top of the order is Lichen.
Still one on me, right?
Yes. Wounded now, bleeding from a little gash.
And there are 2 on.
There are 2 on Tam.
Both of the ones on him injured.
Neither of them have been touched yet.
I'm going to attack one of the ones on Tam with lightning lure. So strength save.
It makes a strength save.
Yes.
So you're casting lightning lure.
Yes.
Sweet. I think that's going to fail. That's a 6 on the die.
That does fail.
And these things get -2 to strength.
Okay. I'm assuming they were within 15 feet of me.
Yeah.
So that one gets pulled right next to me
Yoink!
Okay.
and then immediately takes a d8 of lightning damage.
This rat squeals as it is yanked back by your lightning power.
That's an 8.
That's an 8.
There it
It
is.
also explodes in a flash of blue light.
Lycan's not raging, but he's having a great time.
Yeah.
It sounds like a PSA or something. Remember, kids, you don't always have to rage to have a good time.
Tam, it is your turn. You just saw a giant rat get yanked out by a bolt of blue light and then explode into a billion pieces.
Well done, Lichen. Let's see what I can do. Swing at the other one. That's a nat 20, baby.
Awesome. Nice.
So that's a D8 plus stuff.
Oh, there's no way you can
What's
fail.
10? It's 10 before I roll.
They have 7 HP.
Oh, sweet.
So how do you carve up this final glowing,
Oh, it's the glowing
it's
one?
the glowy one?
I think I just chop its head off.
Okay,
Just like
cool.
we were doing with the skeleton.
Yeah,
It's
it bites at you, and you step to the side and just deliver a powerful blow to the base of its neck, and it falls to the ground lifeless and dead. There's one left. It is going to make a break for it. So you can take an attack of opportunity on the final fleeing rat if you would like.
Sure. 14 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
9.
Nice. You finish him off. It turns to go, and you just impale it between the ribs with your glaive. And we're now out of initiative.
Woohoo!
That was so much easier than those
Yeah.
slugs.
We weren't afraid of them? We didn't. No, did we go blind or were we afraid of them? Something bad happened
I thought both things happened with the slugs.
with the slugs, not the rats. Just
Oh, didn't we got paralyzed or something?
something
We couldn't
horrible
move
happened.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, there was a lot
I
of
feel
stuff.
like
with
I was turned into a newt for a second. Perhaps.
Turned me into a new.
Or was that my imagination?
I got better.
I think that was your magic. I didn't see you get any smaller.
Oh, okay. All right. Burgen looks very confused for a second.
So, we'll just go back, follow again, go back. Oh, you got hit a lot. Do you need some healing?
Nah, actually, that armor I cast on myself right before I went in, it took most of that damage.
Well done.
I'm doing
well
pretty
done.
good. Yeah, no, I haven't fought just using magic in a long time. That was kind of fun. I don't know if I could do that with some of the bigger stuff, but the tiny stuff.
Those are some interesting spells. Do you worship a god? Is that how you got your magic? That's I asked because that's where my magic comes from.
No, I don't worship a god.
All right then.
Yeah.
Where does your magic come from? My magic comes from the magic of creation, specifically culinary creation.
That little snack you gave me mid-battle, man, that was good.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yes, it's quite literally magically good. But I'm not saying I use magic to make it taste better, but rather the magic comes from the creative act.
So could you say it was magically delicious?
Indeed.
Oh my god. Do you use magic every time you cook?
I wouldn't quite say that, but there is a sense in which good cooking is magic all of its own. Wouldn't you agree?
Okay. Well, yeah.
Another way of thinking about it is bardic magic. Typically, the magic comes from the art or from the creation. And so, I suppose you could say whenever I cook, it is magic. Not that I use magic whenever I cook.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to having some more of your food then, if that's the case. But to answer your question, I don't fully know where my magic comes from. I've just kind of always been able to do it.
It looks like it comes from the ocean or something like that. Just seems it has that vibe.
Yeah, a lot of cold, lightning.
I was going to say, very cold.
Wet
Lots
stuff.
of cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right. You guys keep walking down this path, and you make it back through to the fork at the side passage. You guys went left. There's still the right-hand side of the side passage if you want to explore that, or you could go back into the main passageway and go back down to the left way that you guys have not yet gone.
The main left was where we heard the other
The
people.
guards.
I vote that way's just dead to us
For the time
for
being,
the
yeah.
time being. So we'll go
the other way.
go the stinky way. Always.
So it's
the
all stinky.
always the stinky
It's all
way.
stinky on this side.
We'll
of
take the
things.
right, I guess.
So yeah, you guys go kind of around the corner, and it's actually a rather short passageway. It ends in a cave-in. There's some rubble. It looks like that at one point there were some barrels here. They've rotted away. There's remnants of wood on the floor. As far as you can see right now, no passageway leading off of this.
So at this point, we have now exhausted all of the right-hand passages.
As far as you're aware.
So it's the only thing left where we heard people from.
Mm-hmm. But I'll remind you did hear them come from that way, and it sounds like they went back in the direction of the storeroom. So you're not sure if they're still there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only option we have,
yeah,
right?
at this point.
Detect magic, and I'll look around.
Okay. Yeah, make a perception check.
His eyes got all funny.
Can you use the bardic?
Sure.
Better. Investigation?
No, perception.
Oh gosh, thanks. Oh, I get advantage on that.
Take it.
Yeah, that's way better. 21.
With a 21, you notice on the left-hand side of this wall, there's a panel, a piece of stone, that seems to be just out of line with the other stones around it.
I'll kind of walk up to it. Damn, you see this as I touch it?
I was, oh yeah, okay, yeah. You give me grief for touching a rock, and you're touching rock. Good for you.
You press.
Tam remembers.
You press this, and it's a secret door. You found a secret door, and a slab of stone slides into the floor, and there's a chamber beyond it.
I think I found something.
That's much more interesting than the rock that I touched. See, it's good when you touch stuff.
Nothing happened when you touched the rock.
But you fussed at me, regardless.
Cause it was, it's okay. Let's go find your friend.
Yep.
Once we go in, I'll look to see if there's anything I can do to get the wall back up.
Yeah, there's a little like lever that you can pull to
Yeah, I'll definitely go ahead and pull it.
get the wall back up. You find yourselves in a room that is covered with a thick layer of dust. No one has been in here in a long time, it seems. Yeah, roll a perception check for me.
19.
Yeah. You see several sets of stone benches, spaced out almost like this was an auditorium, or spaced out almost like pews.
Oh, so this is a big room.
No, it's fairly small. I mean, it's like 40 feet by 20 feet.
Okay.
And at the far end, there's a door on the right-hand side made of wood. On the far end, there is a stone altar.
And on the wall behind the stone altar, painted in some sort of black liquid, is an upside-down skull.
Painted in a liquid?
Some sort of black liquid. You're not sure if it's black paint or
Okay.
blood or what.
But nobody's been in this room for a while.
No.
Is there any light anywhere?
I take my lantern out.
You open your lantern and, I mean, y'all have dark
I
vision.
was about to say we can see regardless.
But you notice that in this room, in a normal dark room, you would open the lantern and everything would be lit. The lantern's light is limited to the space that you occupy. So like imagine like a grid on the the map.
Right.
It lights up your square, and that's it.
Huh.
But you can see normally with dark vision outside of it.
Well, that's useless. Close it back up. It's pitch black.
No. I mean like there's no light in here. Like there's no sources of light you guys can see because you have dark vision.
So would I have any inkling as to the fact whether my lantern is useless, or was there something affecting said lantern?
You were playing with it earlier and it seemed to work just fine.
Something weird in here. Can you still see magical stuff?
I was about to say, my detect magic's still up. Does the lantern, does it give any indication?
The lantern is magical.
Would it give any
Also,
type
the sword's magical that you are carrying.
Are either of them evil? I'm fighting the urge to be like, what school exactly? But, or do either of them give off like an evil intent?
Not
or anything?
particularly.
Does anything else in this
I meant,
room
like, is
light
the
up?
room magical? This lantern's a piece of garbage, apparently.
I'm talking to our DM. I'm getting there. All right.
What all can detect magic? What kind of information can it give you?
I think it just tells me what things are magical and like what school.
Yeah, and it's
they're
stopped
from.
by certain amounts of
I'll look it up real
stone,
quick.
earth, iron, all that jazz.
Yeah, it is. Detect magic. For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
You do not find any magic items. The room itself does not seem to be magical in that sense, in a way that detect magic, I think, would pick up.
And is there any exits to this room?
There's one door on the right-hand side.
Should we just keep going? Does that lantern,
I don't think it does anything.
it lit up earlier, didn't it?
Yeah, but now it's not. That's why I said I think this room is weird. Either the lantern's garbage or the room's weird. That's why I was asking about the
Can you
room.
try to like turn it off and turn it back on?
Yeah, same thing.
Make a insight or religion check for me.
Ooh. We're gonna do insight because I get really good at that. 14.
There's something wrong with this room. It feels bad. It feels, you're like, oh, I feel colder than I did before coming in here. I don't like this.
All right, I'm getting weird vibes here. Do you want to just go back out? Or do we think we need to investigate? I mean,
Let me just go check the door real quick.
You also notice a couple of coins lying on the altar. They're also covered in dust, but you notice them.
I'm going to make my way over to the door.
Okay, cool.
And I'm assuming that gets me closer to this skull thing.
Yeah,
Does that look fresh?
no.
Can I make any...
This looks like an emblem of some sort. Either the symbol or sigil of some group or some other thing.
And I wouldn't recognize it at all.
Make a religion check for me. You can too if you'd like.
yeah,
3.
18.
Sam, with an 18, the more that you look at this upside down skull, the more that you feel uneasy just looking at it. Like there are evil gods. They were so evil that in ancient times, the pantheon of Tyroa, a group called the Sovereigns, of which Hachiman is one, banished a group of evil gods known only as the Forgotten Three. Some actually theorize that the Tyrant was one of the Forgotten Three who somehow was able to find their way back. That is hotly debated in most theological circles. You do not know what others might have been. All research into them is outlawed and very looked down upon by pretty much every country in the world, and very, very few people know who they are or what they are. But you're like, this feels, I don't recognize this sigil. This seems like some kind of chapel or cult.
This is
meeting space.
seriously messed up.
This is not good.
Lichen, wait just a minute. Come back this way for a minute. I'm gonna Burgen, come here, and
All right.
kind of gather everybody, and then I'm gonna take my sword and sweep the coins off of the altar.
As you do that, the altar begins to issue forth black smoke, which coalesces into a vaguely humanoid figure. You've seen something like this before, Tam. This is a shade, a shadow, an undead spirit, and it reaches out an appendage and lunges for you.
Okay.
And it'll be initiative.
Sorry.
Had to touch the coins.
21.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nah, that's really good.
Oh, man. Okay.
Lichen got a 22.
Yeah, nat
And
20.
21. The shadow rolled a 19.
Oh my gosh.
Bergen got a 15. Okay.
I think as it's pouring forth, if you said that Tam kind of knew what this was,
Yeah.
had seen this before, I'll reach out to Lichen, who's getting ready, and just say, just wait. Let me try something.
Cool. All right, it's Lichen's turn, top of the order. The shadow moves closer. A gasp issuing forth from a
He said
throatless
he
voice.
said let you try something. I wish I didn't know its initiative order.
I mean, you could hold an action.
You can hold your turn
And your
until
trigger-
you can hold your turn until I'm
the trigger
done.
can be after Tam acts.
Yeah, but it's probably going to attack me, so.
I envisioned like everybody back to back. There's a reason I brought everybody together before I did this.
Okay. I'll hold my action until after Tam's.
All right, Tam.
I
Your
will
move.
step forward and present my shield and cast Turn Undead.
All right. What does this guy have to do?
It's a Wisdom save, DC 13.
Okay. That is going to fail. So describe to me what happens as this
As-
shadow is turned.
I think as Tam steps forward, he basically just bangs his sword against his shield and just says, "By the power of Ochimon, you are banished from this place. Never return." And just kind of almost like a shield line moving
Yeah.
forward, just
You
kind of
see
just slowly.
Issuing forth from the shield is a bright silvery yellow light that clearly this thing recoils from it, and then it flies. It almost slips in between the cracks of the door to the right side of the room, and is gone. You don't see it anymore. I'll say we're not out of initiative yet. This thing is gone. You don't notice it on its turn. Burgen moves, readies an action. You can take your action if you'd like.
Well, if there's nothing to. Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Do the coins that I've swept off, do they look strange? Is anything weird going on with them?
3 of them are copper. One of them looks to be somewhat similar to the type of copper that y'all would use. A couple look to be minted in some strange fashion. You don't recognize, oh, this is a Admiralty coin, this is a Wood Elf coin, it's just some other thing. There's one coin that is a little bit bigger and it's rectangular, and as you pick it up, and if you pick it up,
I'm definitely not picking it up.
okay, it's rectangular, it's a little bit bigger, and beneath the dust you can see a little bit of like a glow or a shine that as the light it catches the light in a different way.
Liken's going to go open the door.
Okay, you open the door, and this seems to be a storage room. In times past, perhaps some tomes were stored here, scrolls, ink pens. They have all rotted. However, there is a hole in the floor, as well as a rope coiled at the edge of it,
Covered in dust, or.
covered in dust.
And I don't see the shade or anything?
You do not see the shade.
I'll look over, I'll walk back over to Tam. What did you do? Is he going to come back in a little bit, whatever that thing is?
You shouldn't.
Did you kill it? Did you send it back?
I sent it away. Would you let me use mending to try to remove some of this paint? This symbol? It's
not really the point
it's
of
not it's
mending.
not in the verbiage of mending, but it's the closest thing that I have.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
All right.
Mending's for fixing things.
I will use my turn to begin to like scrape the paint away.
Cool.
Try to get rid of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick up the coins.
cool. You get 4 copper and 1 electrum. This turquoise coin that is rectangular just gleams and almost pulses with some sort of energy. It's not a magic item. It's
Yeah.
just that's what electrum is. You've seen electrum once or twice. They're worth about like 8 gold.
Yeah.
If you take it to the right person.
I'll try to help Tam a little bit, and lightning lore just scorch the.
Yeah. You can it probably takes about 5 to 10 minutes, but you're all able to scrape most of this emblem away. You notice as soon as you guys banished the shade, the lantern fills the room with light.
And it's only turned for a minute. So if
Still, after a minute, it does not return.
Okay.
It seems that by banishing it from this premises, you're not sure if you completely banished it from this plane, but judging on, you know the way that.
Yeah, Tam would know what his turn undead
Yes.
does.
You would know what your
like,
turn undead
mechanically,
does.
but just if it doesn't come back, then he would know that that's good. It's run. It's gone.
Yes. You're not sure if it's found some new lair or what. Make a religion check for me.
18 again.
This was a desecrated place, and in some way, this shade was connected to this shrine, to some evil god. By banishing it, you have somehow broken that connection, and it might come back. Does not seem to be reappearing anytime soon.
Thank you for trusting me.
Yeah, I went out on a limb. I could have cut it real quick, but you said you had something.
Well, that's true. Well, I can tell that you've done a lot on your own for a long time. That's a good thing. You're very confident in yourself. There are times when other people can help. There are times when, and I'm preaching to myself here, but there are times when other people know better. And other people may have more information or have some insight that's worth looking for or worth waiting for, maybe.
Yeah. Sometimes though it's helpful to know what I'm waiting for. I went out on a limb this time and just decided to see if you actually had something. And I'll be honest, whatever you tried didn't work and I got hit, wasn't gonna trust you again.
All right now, Tam is mad. Hearing that, he is like, this is bull. As many times as you've yelled at me, as you've mocked me for asking questions in the middle of a fight, you're going to say that to me right now?
I just did, didn't I?
You did, and I don't care for it, is what I'm saying. I'm giving you a chance to say, I'm sorry, and Tam just walks out.
You're not gonna get that. And I turn around as well.
We're going the same way now.
I'm going towards the hole. Where are you going?
Back out.
Yeah, I'm going towards the hole.
Perhaps, guys? Sorry, y'all are going in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. We'll deal with Lichen first.
Yeah. I'm gonna look down the hole. How far does it go?
It looks to be about 15 feet. Like, this seems to be a way to get to the lower level of the sewers.
Okay. But no foot traffic, no nothing coming this direction. Okay.
You suspect, with how intricate these tunnels have been, that there are probably multiple ways to get from level to level.
Okay. Take a second here, and then walk back.
I'm just leaned up against the door, just waiting.
Burgen looks stressed. He's like, guys, I think we should really, but perhaps have these sorts of conversations back when we're on the surface. There's a lot of scary monsters and other horrible things, and we should probably present a united front. And I myself have been in a tiff several times, and oftentimes it is the best thing to do to own one's mistakes and to be humble and he's just like kind of babbling, not at either of you because y'all both left the room, and he's kind of just like speaking out loud. He's like, I don't know what to do, and then he sees Lichen walk back in. He's like, yes, of course. Should we go that way or this way, or which way are we going to go?
Let's head back out that way. It doesn't look like anyone's come through here in quite a while.
All right.
And so the panel went up or stayed down?
You raised the panel back up, but if you wanted, there's a lever there. You can go through the secret door.
Okay, yeah, I'll lower the panel and just be waiting on the other side of it.
Burgen's the first through, unless Lichen wants to be the first through. Bergen's like, you're still here? That's a relief.
Yeah, I'm not leaving. I'm just going to wait out here.
Did we not want to go down the hole? I thought the whole point was to go...
What hole are you talking about?
There's a hole in the other room, and a rope that one might use to rappel down, or some other sort of manner of egress.
Yeah, there's no foot traffic or anything heading that way. Is there anything the other direction that we haven't looked at yet?
Tam doesn't say a word to Lichen. He just talks to Burgen. He says to Burgen, so there's a hole a way down.
Burgen nods.
What do you think, Burgen? Should we go that way, or do you want to go looking around in the cavern some more?
I'm kind of just a ride-along. I'm not really here to make decisions. I'm just a chef, and I can hit things with my cleaver. And I have to say, I'm going to put my foot down now. The two of you have to get along, or I will no longer cook for you. And he gets really nervous when he says that.
Burgen, you don't need to get all flustered.
No, I won't have it from either of you.
I'm not mad. I was never mad.
But you're being a little obstinate, I have to say, Lichen. And you are being a little prideful.
I definitely am. I'm hurt.
Okay, as long as you can admit it, I'm going to go look at this hole. And he goes back inside.
So I think Tam would look to Lichen and say, listen, I know things are going to get heated from time to time, but to tell someone who has helped you, that you're helping, that you said you would help, that you're not going to trust them if one little thing goes wrong, tell me you understand why that's difficult for me to hear. Someone who has served with people on left and right, that if they don't do their job, if they don't help, we're all dead. Tell me you understand why that's hard for me to hear in a place like this, when I've just done the one thing that I'm really good at doing.
You turned it away. I'm not taking that from you.
I don't care if you take that away, but my
you need to calm down.
My point is,
I'm not angry.
I'm
care
not
if you're
yelling.
angry.
I don't care if you're angry.
Well, I don't care for how you're talking to me. I know
that
you're
you
400, but he ain't my daddy. So stop trying to act like it. We're two men. I'm trying to help you get what you need to get, and you're coming at me because I don't trust you. We've known each other from a shipwreck that you guys didn't tell us everything that was going down, and we got shipwrecked because of it.
Lichen, we are two peons. You're the captain of a ship we found, okay? We've got to work together on this. Or you can go and we'll figure it out from here. You don't have to help. You chose to help. And I'm thankful for that. But again, for you to look at me and say, if you do one little thing wrong, I'm never trusting you again? I don't care if you're angry or not. The fact that you said it and you're not angry makes it worse, because it means you're thinking about it that way. And for a soldier, again, who has served with people like that, you can't have people like that. That doesn't mean we have to be best friends, but you've got to trust a little bit. That's what I was just saying. Sometimes other people have a thought. I didn't say, let me do this, I'm not going to let you have a shot at it. My thought was, I may have a way to handle this more effectively than the way that you might have done it. I'm not saying your way wouldn't have been effective. Sometimes a well-placed answer or a well-placed punch is better than 13 really strong ones. That's all I'm saying. And then for you to just say that because if one idea doesn't work, you're not going to trust me anymore? That's what bothers me. I don't care if you're angry. The fact that you said you wouldn't trust someone, that you're down in a haunted sewer, because admittedly you've said you want to help, and again, I appreciate that. But for your help and for your trust to be so fickle is very hard for me. And I don't know if I want to have a friend around like that, a companion who all of a sudden, nope, don't care for you anymore. Do you think that's easy for me to want to be around? No. That's what I'm saying.
I ain't asking for it to be easy for you to be around. You're pretty perceptive. You are. You picked up I've been alone for a long time. So how about in that same vein, you give me the respect of not knowing everything I've been through. You've been in the military. You've been along people you can serve with and trust. I haven't been. I've quite literally been stabbed in the back before. So yeah, trust is pretty thin for me. You've been earning it. Why do you think I didn't act and trusted you? Again, I'm not angry, but for you to come in and think that you are owed it from me because of the time we've been together, again, we're different people. For me personally, for a lot of different reasons, trust comes a little harder. I'm not saying you won't get it. I'm not saying I won't trust you again. You did right. That's another thing that I'm like, yeah, I can trust Sam a little bit more now. He took care of us. But in that moment, I'm quick. I could have moved before anyone else, but I heard you. So I stayed my hand. And you know how much I like fighting.
If you'd gone ahead of me, it wouldn't have mattered. The waiting is not the thing that matters. It's the fact. Anyway, I don't care anymore. I'm sorry you've had a hard life. I'm sorry you've been stabbed in the back. And I'll just start going to the rope.
You go into the room, back into the room, and Burgen's like fiddling with the rope in the way that someone who's like awkwardly kind of has to be adjacent to a conversation that they don't want to be near. It's not even that mom and dad are fighting. It's like, oh, my two work friends who I kind of know are having a big argument that I do not want to be a part of. Burgen's like, oh yes, I was just lowering the rope down here. It seems like it's just a short little drop. I can go first if you guys would like. It seems like it's fixed against this. There's like a little stone pillar here that the rope's tied around. Seems really sturdy even after what must have been many years.
That's all right. You can go first if you like, or I can go.
Okay. And Burgen climbs down the hole.
Wants to get away so bad.
I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. Just running headlong into possible danger just to escape this awkward situation.
Conflict resolution.
Anything to get out of this conversation.
Yeah, I do have high charisma, but it is mostly culinary based. And so, yeah, he goes down the hole and says, it seems like a pretty sparse room, but you guys can come down. It seems safe.
Tam will just nod to Lichen and go down the rope.
Yeah, you, I'm assuming you're following behind. Yeah, you guys clamber down.
I cut the rope.
You guys clamber on down this rope and find yourself in a small room. It looks sort of like almost like a mud room or an antechamber with a similar door panel lever. It seems that this place has also not been traveled through for a while. Seems to be a pretty secret area. Another exit to this shrine area.
So there is a way. It's not just a closed off room?
No. There's another door down here with the same kind of secret mechanism.
And is the only place that we didn't check on the main floor, like where the guards were like walking towards? Is that the only place we didn't go to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes.
But we also need to go down. Like that was.
Yeah. I was just trying to make sure that we didn't leave no stone unturned,
Yeah, half the map unfigured.
You guys open the door and step out into a world that is different than the tunnels. From this vantage point, you can see a major chasm opening up. It's kind of like a hallway that one of the walls has collapsed out of, and you can look out of this hallway into a chasm and a canyon. Burgen looks down and he's like, I can't see the bottom of this thing. Across the way, you see the remnants of a ruined city built into a cliffside, and you see a waterfall pouring down into the chasm on the far left-hand side, and you see the tunnels stretching out, and you see junctions, platforms, and walkways all across this area. I think that as you look upon this ruined city, that this is a good place to end our session.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Ruined city with a waterfall.
My heart is pounding. I don't think we've ever roleplayed that angry before.
It's fun.
Yeah, that was great. Y'all did really good.
And also, it's fun too because I love that Nathaniel got to enter in as Burgen, and we're just like, Lichen, you're being stubborn. Tam, prideful. I'm gonna go here now.
I'm going to sit in the middle. Let's roll for outro.
Oh, yes. Roll for outro. 16.
12.
Nat 1.
There it is.
All right.
The second episode in a row, if I'm not forgetting. That brings us to the end of this episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you don't mind, give us a follow or a like or a subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a stranger if you feel so inclined. And remember, anytime you go into a haunted chapel, make sure to tell your friends exactly what you're going to do.
Communication's key.
Yep.
Yep.